Get ready because we're diving deep into a story that's equal parts fascinating and creepy. This time, we're in Circleville, Ohio.
Home of the infamous Circleville letter writer.
Right, and this case has it all. Mystery, paranoia, and maybe even a conspiracy or two.
We've got a whole stack of sources ready to unpack it all.
Perfect, because this isn't just about a bunch of letters, is it? It's how this whole thing just took over a small town.
Exactly. So imagine this. 1976, Circleville, Ohio. Quiet. Peaceful. On the surface, at least.
But underneath, things are about to get weird.
And it all starts with a few letters showing up in mailboxes.
Okay, but these weren't your friendly, hello, how are you kind of letters.
Oh, not at all. These were threatening. Full of accusations, like someone had been peeking through windows and prying into secrets.
Secrets most people wouldn't even whisper to their cats.
You've got it. We're talking affairs, lies, hidden grudges, the works.
So who becomes, like, target number one for this letter writer?
Our story centers around Mary Gillispie, a school bus driver just going about her day,
And then, bam, she gets a letter, I'm guessing?
accusing her of having an affair with the school superintendent, no less.
Talk about scandalous. But it goes beyond just gossip.
Oh, absolutely. These letters, they weren't just about exposing secrets. They were meant to scare her, control her.
How so? What kind of things were they saying to make her feel that way?
The writer claimed to be watching her, following her.
Creepy. Like full-on stalker vibes.
Totally. Imagine the paranoia, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere you turn, you're looking over your shoulder wondering, is that them?
Oh.
Are they watching me right now?
I'd be a nervous wreck. And this was all happening in a small town where everybody knows everybody's business.
Precisely, adding fuel to the fire. So not only are these accusations flying around, but the whole town is in on it. Gossiping, speculating.
Turning neighbor against neighbor, probably.
Exactly. It's like the letter writer was trying to tear the whole community apart from the inside out.
So it starts with Mary, but it doesn't end there, does it? Who else gets dragged into this mess?
Well, the letters, they start focusing on someone else close to Mary. Her husband, Ron.
Oh, no. So now they're trying to stir up trouble in the marriage, too.
You got it.
Yeah.
The letter writer, they're pushing Ron to confront Mary, to confront her alleged lover.
Almost like they want him to do something drastic.
Exactly. And the letters, they're not just showing up in mailboxes anymore. They're everywhere. Tacked to telephone poles, plastered on bulletin boards.
They're escalating, making it a public spectacle.
And nobody, not even the authorities, can figure out who's behind it all.
This letter writer is playing with fire, right? Turning up the heat, pushing people's buttons.
And it doesn't stop there.
Oh.
This is where things go from creepy to downright dangerous. We're talking 1983 now.
Okay, what happened?
Mary, remember she's a bus driver, she finds something terrifying on her route.
Let me guess. Another letter, but like super threatening this time.
Even worse, picture this. A booby-trap, a sign rigged with a loaded gun.
Whoa, are you serious? They were trying to hurt her, maybe worse.
And this wasn't some hidden back road. This was on her route. Kids took that bus.
It's like they completely snapped. This wasn't about letters anymore. This was about silencing her for good.
And you would think, at this point, the letter writer would back off, right?
Especially with the police on the case, you figure they'd want to lay low.
But they don't. The letters continue. And that's not even the craziest part. The police, they actually find out who planted that booby trap.
They did. Who was it? Someone we've talked about already.
It turns out the gun, it was traced back to Paul Freshour.
Wait a minute, Paul Freshour, as in Ron Gillespie's brother-in-law.
The one and only.
Okay, now this is getting juicy. Family drama mixed with a psycho letter writer. It's like a Lifetime movie, but in real life.
Right. And get this, at the time, Paul, he's going through a messy divorce with his wife, Karen Sue.
Karen Sue, Ron's sister, right. Okay, keep going. This is too good.
So Karen Sue, she actually goes to the police, and she's convinced Paul's behind the letters, claims she found proof at their place.
Wow. Talk about a plot twist, but why would Paul go after his own sister-in-law like that?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Some people thought maybe he was trying to protect Karen Sue somehow, deflect the blame away from her.
So maybe she was the real target all along, and he was just trying to throw the cops off her trail.
It's a possibility, but then there are others who knew Paul, and they just couldn't believe he was capable of something like this.
Really? What were they saying?
They said Paul was a quiet guy, kept to himself, not the type to hold grudges, let alone terrorize people with letters and booby traps.
So we've got conflicting stories about what kind of guy he really is. Did he ever admit to writing the letters?
Paul, no. He always insisted he was innocent. Even when they brought out the big guns, Handwriting analysis.
Handwriting analysis, like that's how they pinned it on him. What, did they get Sherlock Holmes on the case or something?
Hey, back then it was considered pretty solid evidence, though I'll admit it wasn't an exact science. Still, the prosecution, they were convinced it was match.
But if Paul didn't do it, then who did? And why go through all that trouble to frame him?
Right, and that's what makes this case so frustrating. It's like trying to solve a puzzle where half the pieces are missing, and just when you think it can't get any weirder.
What? It gets weirder. How?
Well, even after they put Paul Freshour away for that booby-trap for attempted murder, the letters keep coming.
No way. Seriously, he's in prison. How is that even possible? You're kidding, right? The letters kept coming even with him behind bars. How does that even work?
It's almost like the letter writer wanted everyone to know they were still out there calling the shots.
So it was like a big taunt to the police, a way of saying, you can't catch me.
Exactly. And they were just random letters either. Some of them were addressed directly to Paul in prison.
No way. What were they saying to him? Like, hey, remember us. We're still here.
More like, we know you didn't do it. They claimed he was framed a scapegoat. But here's where it takes another twist. They start targeting a new person, a local prosecutor.
Hold on. First Mary, then her brother-in-law, and now they're going after someone in law enforcement. This is getting out of control. What did this prosecutor do to get on their bad side?
They accused him of murder. Said he'd killed a pregnant woman.
Whoa, that's a serious accusation. Was there any truth to it?
Well, here's the thing. There had been an affair with a woman who died, but no foul play. The letter writer, they twisted the truth, made it seem way more sinister.
Classic manipulation. Mix a little truth with a whole lot of lies, and boom, you create chaos. It's like they were trying to turn the whole town upside down.
And they weren't just whispering in the shadows anymore. They actually reached out to the media, sent a letter to the TV show Unsolved Mysteries when they wanted to do an episode about the case.
Unsolved Mysteries. They were playing with the big leagues now. What did they say?
Basically, it was a warning. Told them to back off, leave Circleville alone.
Wow. Bold move. But I guess it worked because everyone was talking about Circleville after that. Did Unsolved Mysteries end up doing the episode?
They did, yeah. But they were careful about it, knowing they were dealing with someone who liked to control the story.
Can't blame them for that. But the investigation in Circleville, it didn't stop there, right?
Oh, absolutely not. And remember, Karen Sue, Paul's ex-wife.
Yeah, the one who pointed the finger at him in the first place.
Well, she became a person of interest, too.
Makes sense. She had motive, and she knew how to plant evidence. Maybe she was the mastermind all along.
Some people definitely thought so. The theory was she orchestrated the whole thing, used Paul as a pawn, got him sent to prison, and then kept those letters coming to cover her tracks.
That's cold. But what was the point of it all? Did those letters ever say what the letter writer wanted?
You know, that's the biggest mystery of all. We don't know. The letters just stopped.
They stopped. Just like that.
In 1994, the same year, Paul Freshour was released from prison.
So it was like it began with Mary and ended with Paul getting out. But did they ever figure out if he was actually involved? Or was he just a guy caught in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Nope. Despite years of investigating, no one else was ever charged. Paul Freshour walked free, but his life was forever linked to this mystery.
That's got to be a weird feeling, to be connected to something so big, so strange, and never really know the truth of it. It makes you think, right? What secrets are hiding in those small towns we drive through?
You never know what's going on behind closed doors, or in this case, inside mailboxes.
That's for sure. The Circleville letter writer, they may have vanished, but the mystery, well, that's something we're all still thinking about. And that's a wrap on this deep dive, folks. Until next time, keep those theories coming, and remember, sometimes the most unsettling mysteries are the ones that are never truly solved.